Hello everybody, it's Joe here and welcome back to another episode of Transport Fever 2. Today we're back on our Japanese series down in Osaka, at the Osaka Central Station, where we've got our lovely Osaka to Akashi service, bringing 115 passengers into our Central Station. I mean, that's going to make, what, 500,000, maybe a little bit more? 1 million, wowzers. That's good stuff. So, what we're going to be doing today, first order of business, paying off that naughty little loan. We've had enough of the loan now. I want to get it paid off before 1900. That was the goal that I set us. So, yeah, we're going to absolutely do that. Now, I don't know where our trains are. Didn't we have 4 down here? And we've got 1 there. Should there not be 2 crossing over, maybe? Oh, yeah, there we go. That's good stuff. I don't know where the other one is, to be honest with you. It'll be here somewhere, won't it? It'll turn up. Right, where are the trains for this? There's 1 there. Is there another down here, maybe? There you go, there's the 4. So 1, 2, 3, and then 1 down the other end. They're going to space themselves out, obviously, having a look at the old timetable. Osaka to Akashi, 4 minutes, bang on. So that's good. That's excellent stuff. Obviously, quite a few passengers waiting on there. Now, it was brought up in the last episode that, of course, Japan does tend to have a lot of little stations quite close together. I reckon that might work later on, but with the Steam days, obviously, we need to get the balance of turning a profit. So the trains do need to sort of get up to speed for longer at this stage. So obviously, having there and shuttling commuters, we would struggle. So it's one thing we could always retrofit a station in later. We could delete this and move it to here, put another one in here. You know, when we get sort of faster trains, that is absolutely something we could do. But for now, I'm just going to leave it in the middle of the 2. Plenty of road vehicles there. What have we got? 20. Yeah, you see, they're all for freight, aren't they? So it's fine. What, these can only carry 3, can't they? We could probably do with flipping it. What's happening out there? I don't know what's happening outside of my garden. I think we've been raided. Yeah, what I also wanted to do is, obviously, Kyoto, a very, very big city. So, could potentially put a railway line up there. That'd be interesting. Up to Takashima. Maybe. Yeah, what I do want to do is get Kyoto onto the Osaka network, maybe via Takasuki. We could always get that sort of, I mean, that's primed for a railway line, isn't it? And then maybe something else up this way. Definitely doable. Definitely doable. I like that. Right, okie dokie. So yeah, we could always have something that comes up here, and then obviously another line down here. We could get a real network of lines going, couldn't we? Right, there we go. Celebrate, everybody. The loan is now paid off. That's good stuff. That's really good. Right. Kyoto, what are we doing? Are we? Shall we just bulldoze the town and put the railway line through the centre? I quite like that idea. Okay, that is too much. Right, 240. Right, that is going to cost too much. Right, I'm going to borrow some money. I don't want to borrow some money, but I'm going to borrow some money. There we go. Right, station is in. Now, obviously, you can get around this way. I'm going to leave this so that we can always come out this end at some point. Right, okay, so. Right, standard tracks. Let's bring that out there. Obviously, these houses are going to kick off that we've now got railway behind. But that's fine. Right, there we go. Right, bring that out there. Nice little bit of 4-track. Obviously, we can have another line that sort of comes down here and avoids Osaka altogether. I think that might be quite nice. Obviously, we've got to stop here. We could always put the station for... I mean, that will work quite well, won't it? Right. Bob a station on there. Next to the bus station. We've already got buses in, so we may as well use them. Right, keep that flat. Now that is not going to give me a nice tunnel, is it? Because it never seems to at the minute. Right, we're going to go along here. Keep that at 120. Right, what are we doing with that tunnel? Should we have a, oh, it's a little bit. We'll have a traditional Transport Fever tunnel. What we are going to end up with is a very pretty line. Right, okay. That's not happening. Right. Right, okay. Could we have something a bit nicer? You know, it doesn't have to be anything grand, just marginally nicer than this rubbish it's giving me so far. There we go. Right, straight up here and across. Obviously, that's going to make us slow down to 90 kilometres. What are you going to make us do? That's not awful, but what I'll do is I'll take that back. And we'll bend that out there straight away. There we go. Right, can we keep that at 120? We can't, but to be fair, slowing down into the main station, that is fine, because obviously Kyoto is going to be quite a big station, isn't it? I can see this being a big city. Right. Okay, let's... Right. We'll go with a bit of that and a bit of that, because we can double flip or double slip. Right, that's not going to work, can we? We won't be able to do anything with that, will we? Ah! Okay, that's interesting. That's very interesting. I didn't expect it to let us do that. Can we cross over with this then as well? Come on, let me do it. You let me on the other side. Ah! Aha, look at that. Joe 1, Transport Fever 0. Right, let's just double slip. We can always put these other bits and pieces in later, can't we? Yeah, right, we'll have one of those in. I've said we could put them in later. We'll just do it now, why not? Beautiful. Happy with that. Could we also... I mean, we could if it wasn't too much curvature, but never mind, it doesn't matter. Right, signals. Go with the traditional European style signals, because I don't have any Japanese signals. I really should download them. Right, where are we going next? So, Osaka, I'm probably for this, because it's going to be quite a busy line, I imagine. I'm going to put some more tracks in here. Right, where are we? There we go, right, get that assigned. Platforms, right, what's this? Passenger platform. Beautiful stuff, right, okay, where's Misk? So, we need an underpass there. Underpass there. Is there one down this end? Yes, there is, right. And a nice bit of that. Right, okay, so Osaka, looking beautiful there. Right, we're going to bring that out there. Going to put that on there, lovely, and then we'll cross that over there, so that obviously if we do need to get something over into this, we can do. We'll just have those two, we'll have two of them as terminating lines. Right, we can bob a nice little bridge there. Okay, at this stage it's not the end of the world, and to be honest with you, they're all going to be like metro-style lines, aren't they? So it's not the end of the world if they're a bit slow. You know, if takes a bit of time to get into the big city of Osaka, it's not the end of the world. Right, round. Is that behaving? Level crossing is behaving perfectly. Good stuff. Right, bring that up there. Right, I'm going to double slip that so that things can obviously cross over. Put a nice little European signal there. Right, we'll... where are we? Right, little signal just before the level crossing. That makes sense. Little signals there. I realise we've got the auto-sig. I could have just let that do it, but, you know, we'll do a bit ourselves. Right, let's get that going. Right, we could actually repay a bit of loan. What I'll do, I'm going to speculate to accumulate. Oh, hang on. There we go. So this will be the train. Osaka to Kyoto. Good stuff. Right, okay, we need something reasonably quick, don't we? So we're probably going to be using the Russian again. Yep, that's the one. We'll use the knuckle coupler. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just the one. Get that assigned. So that's good stuff. So while we're here, obviously Kyoto, we'll put a little doodah on the other side so that people can get out the station. We have a little station. That's not going to work. The little station is too big. There we go. We'll have that over there as like a side exit. What that does mean is that Kyoto can now only ever be 4 platforms. No, of course not. We can always change it, can't we? Through the power of bulldozing. There we go. Stick that down there. Lovely. So most of Kyoto is actually accessible now to the railway station. Tatsuki also. What that will do is it'll take some pressure off this. I mean, 128 passengers waiting to go into Osaka on the very slow train that can only carry 65. Whereas of now, of course, anyone from Takatsuki even. I think we'll just go with Tatsuki. It probably works, doesn't it? Anyone from Tatsuki that wants to get the train in, you know, they don't have to get the long bus over to Hirakata. They can just get the direct train now. Nice and quick. Easy peasy, good stuff. Right. Repay that loan, because I want to get it all repaid before 1900. I don't really want to use any more loan. What's this? This is the Osaka to Kyoto. So we're going to get that on the speed up. I want to see this make some money today. Shouldn't really have taken the additional money out of the loan, should I? But hey-ho. 'Tis what it is. I can just imagine this series being a mass of railway lines at some point, you know. It's why people were on about using the boats. I do want to do as much with trains as possible because obviously Japan? I was going to say the Japanese railways, or Japan, do use a hell of a lot of railways, don't they? So yeah, it's something that I would like to see. You're probably going to tell me they use a lot of boats as well. That might be true, but yeah. More trains. That is the order of the day. There we go, a bit more loan repaid. A lot more loan repaid. Good stuff. Obviously some of these freight trains are dropping off. That's fantastic. Come on. Nearly there. Is there anyone actually going to use this? Oh wow, 17 passengers have rocked up already. I mean, that's going to get ridiculous, isn't it? There's going to be a lot of passengers using this. I can see this being a very busy station. I mean, this line is obviously at some point going to come under here and we'll have another 2 platforms. There's not really any point having... autosave. Not really any point having 6 platforms just yet, is there? Right, there we go. Nearly there. Obviously this is going to make us some top dollar. That's what I'm banking on. And then we're going to need another train, so I'll have to borrow that money again, won't I? Oh, it's just a vicious circle. How much is waiting here? 76. Wow, so this is going to be practically full. And obviously anyone who does want to change, you know, if they want to go to Kusatsu from Kyoto, they can either get the train into Osaka and change for another train, or they can get the bus across from Takatsuki. So it's all doable. And then the train from Hirakata. What I do really want is we need to start really thinking about growing Nagoya. We could do with a big station there that's just there. Even if we don't use it, it can just be there for the time being. Come on, where are we? 94. Oh, it's going to be practically full. I love that. Oh, we're getting more things. That's good stuff, right? Look at that. Loan is repaid, everybody, and I'm not going to borrow any more now. There you go. I'm not promising it because I probably will, but I'm going to try and not borrow any more. We're a little bit in debt, aren't we? I'm hoping this is going to start earning some cash. It'll be interesting to see what route the people go. You know, are they a Takatsuki and bus, or are they an Osaka and train? That's assuming they want to actually... They might just want to go into Takatsuki to do some shopping. What do we got? 38 for Osaka. That could be a problem unless some people get off. That really could be a problem. Oh. Okay, yep, we've left 22 behind. Excellent. Mark your calendars, everyone. The loan was paid off in 1884. We're definitely going to need another train on this, aren't we? So, of course, we can link these lines. We can do all sorts. Alright, 2.4 million in the bank. How much is this going to kindle? Well, hey, look at that. Right, we're not going to have enough money to do anything with that. Okie dokie. What we do also want to do is get some food over to Kyoto. We could do it via train. Be interested to see how that's going to work, though, to be honest with you. Right, that's taking 70 every time, so that's fairly good. I'm just going to double the amount that's taking grain on here, because obviously then we can get more grain production at this food processing plant. Otsu getting a nice amount of food. But again, we need food to Kyoto. Now, ordinarily, I'd probably just truck that, because it's quite close, but it's one of them, isn't it? I mean, that's going to look really good in the sort of the centre of town when everything's, you know, when everything's built up. Trains whizzing in and out. Of course, down to Uji. Uji's going to end up with 2 stations, isn't it? Really, when you think if we go down here. Down to Hashimoto and Wakayama, I can imagine that being quite a big city. Just strikes me as being. So, yeah, that could be a terminus for, you know, routes into Osaka, routes... There's a lot we can do with this series. There really is. Right, what we do need, however, if we've got some more money... No, don't replace it. Flipping heck, it's new. Can we replace it? No. There we go. Right, 2 on there. Timetable. Train. Osaka to Kyoto. 5:41. Right, unbunch. We'll go with the 6 minutes. Oh, that hasn't worked, has it? Right, timetable. There we go. Yeah, we need to do something about these, don't we? I mean, look, there's far too much. We could do with... I mean, what I do want to do... now, you see, we've got this junction here. I want rid of this... You know, I want it 4-track the whole way down so that we can have more passenger services. So it seems a good idea to do that whilst we've got a bit of cash. We have no money. Excellent. Whilst we've not got any money, may I draw your attention to something else that we can talk about until we earn some money? Right, let's... Come on, someone make some money. A boat, or a goods train, or, you know, just someone. Anyone? Obviously, this is now stuck behind the passenger line. Ooh, if we were so inclined as to use boats, we could do so. Obviously, this will not be a problem anymore when this line is built. Any minute now, this is going to be it's going to be a triumph. We really do appear to be struggling. Excellent. That is exactly what we want. I could have run that train down from here in service, couldn't I? That empty stop passenger train. Somebody make me some money. I don't want to borrow anymore. What it will mean when this is done is that we'll be able to move the goods quicker. Why have we stopped making money? We were doing really, really well. And now we appear not to be. Don't tell me there's some crisis. No, all the trains seem to still be moving. Ah, there we go, right. Right, we're going to bring you down this side. Just far enough away so that there's no, you know, people don't think that it's a platform. I mean, I don't think the Japanese would. I think they'd be very switched on about the whole thing. Right, here we go. So, 2 million in the bank. There we go. What might it do? Can we... No, we'll bring that back together. There we go. Right, bring that... Sling that there. There we go. Right. Now what we can do is we can get rid of this signal. Right, we'll zoom out. I've got 3 million, so that's enough to actually do something with. Good, good, good. Right. There we go. Right, okay, so we're going to bring that round. That's going to mirror it. That actually works quite well, doesn't it? Right. Signals. One way. Yes. One way. Yes. Get that signal on there. Right. Another one there. Come on. There we go. It's quite nice that I didn't have to do everything, isn't it? Because obviously this line is already built. There we go. Good stuff. Right, that is going all the way down now. That's fantastic. And obviously anybody that's sort of on this line already, if we do have any goods trains that are on this line already, there you go. He can snake across because we've left the junction in. These are now going to go on their own way, which means that we can put some more passenger trains down this section. That's good. Yeah, so he's going to go. This guy's going to snake across. There we go. Beautiful. That's really good. I'm happy with that. Right, let's have a look. How much is this going to cost to convert into the... our usual train. Right, hang on, so that can do 50. See, these are all quite slow, aren't they? Right, that's... You see, the Russian locomotives are just more powerful. There we go. So that is going to cost 10 million. I could replace them. That is going to make sense. Right, replace them. I know I said I wasn't going to take any money, but I took some money. Oh, there we go. I mean, we're doubling capacity more or less, aren't we? So it's worth doing. We can replace that money back in the bank. Lovely. Obviously, instead of 65, this can now carry 115. How many have we got? Okay, so Kusatsu, that's this line. Got 85 waiting. So it's a good thing that we replace them, really, isn't it? And that's, yeah, we've only got 4 million left to repay. Plenty of passenger services in and out of Osaka. 2 million left. There we go. I'm really happy with that. Really, really happy with that. That's on its way. Obviously, the spacing. Let's not forget the spacing. Yeah, in terms of getting food to Kyoto, we'll have to look at that next time, won't we? I mean, we're going to need to get more food production in Kusatsu. I mean, to be fair, 49's waiting to go there. Oh, that's the grain. That's fine. That's full. We may have to get more food on the move to our Osaka hub. I mean, fuel there. Does Kyoto take fuel? No, it doesn't. It takes... I mean, I don't think we're making bricks or tools yet, are we? That's going to have to be one for a future episode. Yeah, thank you very much for watching, everybody. I do hope you have enjoyed today's episode of Transport Fever 2. If you have, please do click the like button. It's always appreciated. If you haven't already, do make sure that you subscribe so that you never miss out on any future episodes. And yeah, besides that, as I say, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully, I'll see you all next time. Cheerio, everybody. Goodbye for now.